actually cut to Titan, which is where Tony, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man, we haven't caught up with them for a while, so they crash landed there, and then all of a sudden, upon them crash landing, after the events of Nowhere, the Guardians themselves, the remaining ones, went there and ran interference thinking that they were the children of Thanos. Nope. So they team up. When Thanos arrives, they give him a good run. They take him by surprise. They're coming at him with everything. And, they get him on the ropes, and then all of a sudden Mantis comes right on top of him, puts him in kind of a comatose state. They're pulling off the gauntlet, man. They so got close. They got the gauntlet, and then all of a sudden, finally it occurs to Star-Lord that Gamora's not there. And then Nebula, who popped in at the last second and helped out, points out that he killed her. He came back with the stone, but not Gamora. Not a good idea to be saying that when they're this close to be getting it. And so what does the idiot do? He gets pissed off and he hits him in the face and
basically breaks the trance.
And what's funny about this is Tony actually is telling him, we almost got this thing off, Quill, don't do it. He's telling him to keep his cool when not too many movies ago he actually lost his cool.
Steve Rogers did the same thing to him.
So it's kind of funny to see Tony come full circle again in that maturation, if you will, of seeing when and recognizing the symptoms of a bad situation about to get a shit ton worse.
Yeah.
So obviously they were about to slip it off, but then he comes out of his trance.
Basically he crit rolls a 20, and in his saving throw he grabs the gauntlet, and he has it in his hand. He is ready to go. He takes down a moon, throws it right at Iron Man. He is pissed.
And of course, Tony's still being stubborn as hell, trying to fight Thanos, and then all of a sudden, Thanos just stabs him with his own sword, power sword, you want to call it?
Yeah, it was very. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the Saban Power Rangers movie.
Yeah.
With the way the swords came out and everything.
Yeah, but better.
Oh, of course, better.
But
obviously.
better,
But the thing with the Stark and Thanos, that whole fight, what made that so impactful was that Thanos has this line where he's respects him. He knows about Tony Stark beforehand, which surprises Tony, but he respects Tony as a fighter, as a person, as everything. He even says, when half of humanity is gone, I hope the other half remembers you, which is huge, especially for a villain, because normally a villain, whenever they play with a hero, it's never like
they want to kill him dead and he's not going to be spoken about or talked about again.
It's never a respect thing. So for Thanos to look at the father of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and say,
I hope they remember you, is actually as far as much of a compliment as one of his enemies is going to get. So at least you could say he has somewhat of sentimentality, if you will. Of course, though, Doctor Strange goes back on his word, gives him the stone. Because,
but why did he do that? He said he would never do that. It's very strange.
Very, very strange indeed. I mean, I wonder what possibilities could be happening from that. He takes the stone, and then of course, like that, he's just right back on Earth. Which, in the meantime, Wakanda has been going crazy ham. They're holding the line. They've let all the legions of aliens in. It's gotten to the point where they're losing the battle. So Wanda has to come out from protecting Vision, and she has to lay some fools out.
She's been more powerful in this movie than she was in any other movies. You really felt her power, which you should, because she is a respected female character in the Marvel Universe. She is incredible.
Yeah.
And for them to really kind of go into that, it was awesome. Like, she just decimated a bunch of them. She even took out one of the children of Thanos by herself.
Exactly.
Like, just like that. It was easy.
Yep. Well, she had some help. A little bit of a distraction.
Yeah, a giant razor wheel.
Well, no,
thing.
I'm talking about Okoye and Black Widow were gave her a breather, but then of course she was like,
I mean, she was the shit. Basically.
She was the shit.
And then Vision,
pops out
because they're trying to take the stone out of Vision's head.
Yeah. He gets separated from the group. Bruce is trying to help him, and Bruce has not transformed into the Hulk since the beginning of this film.
He's having major performance issues,
which is mind-blowing, because I mean, I thought that they were actually going to have the Hulk in there, but I mean, they got the next best thing, which is the Hulk Buster.
Yes.
Yes. And he's trying to get the Hulk to come up, but the Hulk is saying no, most likely because he got the shit kicked out of him and he's afraid to come out. He's embarrassed. Yeah. So he's like that frightened little turtle that just went back in his shell and doesn't want to come out.
Yeah, that's what I call it too.
I was in the pool!
Yes, and Vision is being attacked. Of course, Cap comes to the rescue, And oh, I forgot one crucial point here.
What's that?
Can you hear it?
We don't have the rights, so we can't play the actual music.
No. Nope.
Unless you have like millions of dollars.
Nope. But anyway, Thor comes out
Thor.
of left field.
Yes.
He has summoned the Bifrost because that's how powerful Stormbreaker is. He doesn't need no Heimdall anymore.
No Heimdall.
Oh my god.
Oh,
no. Oh god.
Basically, Thor is OP now. He can do
Yeah.
whatever he wants.
Yeah.
He is just tearing through people. And I will say, when we saw the Bifrost, there was like a 2-second pause before we heard any sound or anything came out of it.
Yeah.
They should have played Immigrant Song. It would have been incredible. I would have stood. I would have stood up. I would have stood up and cheered.
It would have been.
But they
It would've
didn't.
been. Yeah.
Doesn't take away from how badass he was, though. Throwing Stormbreaker all over the place. And
Oh yeah.
crushing fools. It was awesome.
Oh yeah. Just zapping them, crushing, stomping.
Oh,
on
and
them.
then when he jumps up and then throws the hammer down, oof,
Oh,
oof,
yeah.
chills.
Oh god.
So
yes.
cool.
So that's happening. The tides are turning somewhat. Vision is separated from the group. However, Cap comes to his aid, and actually they both defeat the other children, the child of Thanos that was left. I don't know what he is. He looks kind of like the Green Goblin had sex with a Skrull.
Yeah, that's a good way to
with
put
a
it.
smoother
Yeah.
chin.
Yeah.
Um,
I was actually thinking that I was watching it. I was like, you know
yeah,
what? They could have done
he's-
that as the Green Goblin. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
Instead of the Power Rangers villain.
Yeah. But yeah, so that happens. Unfortunately, the stones are already telling him, buddy, shit's about to go down. And then all of a sudden, 5 seconds later, the Mad Titan comes.
It's scary. He has an entrance.
Yeah.
That dude knows what to do to make an entrance. So
Oh, yeah.
he shows up, and now he runs through another gauntlet of Avengers where he's taking out
Black
Cap.
Widow,
He's taking
Cap,
out Black Widow,
Falcon,
all
War
of them.
Machine.
War Machine. Yep.
Ooh.
He crushes him. Yeah, dude. Yeah. I'm not claustrophobic, but that was scary.
Yeah.
So he's taking out all these people. So Scarlet Witch and Vision, they know what they got to
Yeah.
do. Very sad. Very good. Very well acted scene. I know I've been shitting on Elizabeth Olsen for her accent, but her
This-
acting in this scene was
oh, man.
really well done. It was very sad.
Yeah. Basically, what happens is they come to the point where they have to destroy the stone, and the way to do that, of course, is because they've ran out of time. Which is funny because it's funny that they keep on seeing running out of time with Cap's team, he's a man out of time and everything.
That's true. I never made those parallels, those connections.
And it's kind of like that for not forbidden love, but that kind of star-crossed lovers type of thing, just like him and Peggy were.
Dude, you're breaking my world right now.
I know, it's terrible. And of course, what happens though is he's going through everything. She's destroying him and holding Thanos off at the same time. Then
Again, showing her real power.
she can destroy an Infinity Stone. How freaking powerful do you have to be to destroy an Infinity Stone?
At least that power.
Extrapolate on that. Like, really think about that. Like, oh my god.
Again, strongest. But you know what? They still don't have her headdress. I want to see that.
Well,
Why don't we have her head thing on?
maybe we'll see what happens in the next film. We'll see what goes down.
I mean, we saw Power Man in the Luke Cage TV show, but we don't see.
Yeah, but I mean, this TV shows don't really tie into this. Apparently, I'm sure my friend Mitch talked your head off about that one too, didn't he?
They're connected. I swear.
I think they're connected, but I mean, whatever. Anyway, another one, probably like the fourth or fifth heartfelt scene in the entire
There's
damn
so
thing.
many of them.
And Thanos sympathizes with her. Child, I know how you feel.
I know what it feels to lose.
You could not possibly know. You could not possibly know how I feel. And he's like, I've lost more in this day, but now is not the time to mourn. And then, of course, with the goddamn time stone, rewinds it, and oh my god, dude.
I saw it coming, and it was still awesome.
He freaking, goes into the damn guy's, lobe. That's his that stone is his frontal lobe. Rips it out, tosses him like a rag doll, which he is effectively now, a mechanical rag doll. His eyes are white, and he's gray whitish now.
Yeah.
His soul has left his body. I mean, I don't know, man. I know you're thinking that he might come back, but
He's
I don't
coming
know.
back. He's coming back because they mentioned in
know.
the movie that there's so many parts of Vision. He's not just the stone anymore.
But they weren't able to function coherently, independently now because of that. So I mean, it's going to be taking a lot of defragging. And,
you know what they didn't
and
have when they made
restoring.
him? They didn't have Shuri.
That's true.
And now they have Shuri.
That's true. So maybe she'll be able to heal him, and hopefully she'll be able to take a look at War Machine. But
We'll see. I mean, it was a good moment. It was a
Yeah.
good moment of the movie. That was really where everything came to a head.
Yeah.
It was all building up to that
Yeah.
moment.
Yep.
And it was powerful. It was impactful. And
Oh
then
God. Yeah.
so now he has all 6.
Yep.
He has all 6. He's got.
And it's
Can you name all 6?
power,
Yep.
space,
Yep.
soul.
Mhm.
Reality came first in this movie, but we're going through and naming all of them. Mind and time.
Nailed it. That's 6.
Suck it. So that brings the counter to 6, and the shit hit the fan level to holy what are we gonna do right now?
Yes, it feels really desperate. It
Yeah.
feels real dire.
Oh my
We're
God.
screwed.
And out of nowhere,
What comes out?
Thor,
my dude.
And then he
Tosses
comes up
Stormbreaker.
and he
Breaker.
digs it right into him even more. He says, "I told you would die for that." So yeah, we're all happy and stuff, but then Thanos is like, and then in that instance, a flash comes through, and we see him in this limbo state.
Yeah, a very weird scene that I'm still kind of reflecting on.
It
but
felt very Zack Snyder-esque to me.
a little bit,
Bit, like,
Doomsday's coming. Here's some
Kind
parademons.
of, exactly. It was red. It was in like this kind of halfway a house for the departed souls, if you will. And you see this I don't know, ghost apparition.
What if that's just Marvel's take on death? Because going back to Black Panther, you see all your family after you die.
Gamora is death. He loves Gamora.
Oh snap!
Oh my God!
I never thought about it like that, but I came up to a realization. So
Wow.
nailed it.
But and
Now we're getting into theory territory.
we are getting into theory territory, but that is kind of the nice way that they can put it, because I mean, you can't manifest death like she was in the comics.
She's not Lady
so
Death, yeah.
in this respect, the death that he is in love with is the death of his favorite daughter.
Yeah.
So when we take a look at this, he walks up to her. Child, did you get them all? Yes. What did it cost? And he says everything. Then we cut back to reality. His whole arm is all messed up. The gauntlet is
Gross.
sizzled.
Mm-hmm.
Like, holy crap. And
The gems are good though.
yeah, Thor's like, what have you done? So Thor, we're seeing kind of dumbfounded. We're back in reality. Thanos is like all burnt up on the left side. Like that took a toll on him, and the gauntlet is mangled.
It's almost like the gauntlet couldn't handle the power of all 6 of the gems.
It couldn't
Or
handle
stones.
it couldn't handle what it just did, which was blink in the entirety of existence. And then all of a sudden Thanos makes a swift getaway, and you don't know what happens. You don't know what's literally happened. And then like 5 seconds later, you're seeing all the different Avengers, and then all of a sudden everyone's looking around.
Just trying to figure it out, get gather their thoughts.
Steve, and you're seeing Bucky just fade away into dust.
Very unsettling.
It doesn't end there, folks. We're seeing the King of Wakanda trying to help his general Okoye, saying this is no place to die, and then all of a sudden he's
Very bad.
and then
Franchise killer.
we see Scarlet Witch,
Groot.
again, and then we go back to Titan and Drax, Mantis, Star-Lord, Stephen Strange, and I'm sorry, but no matter what you try and tell me, this is the most impactful death ever. Coulson, nobody, not even Yondu trumps this death. I'm sorry.
And he was Mary Poppins, y'all.
And he was Mary Poppins, y'all. When Peter starts saying,
Parker.
yeah, he starts saying, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. The theater went like dead silent.
No one was ready for that.
And I called this, and I still wasn't prepared for this. I had a feeling Peter was going to die. Spider-Man was going to die, but I didn't see it being this crazy. So he's crying, he's frantic, he's like holding on to Tony, and he's saying, I don't want to go, and then all of a sudden Tony lays him down and he says, you're right, kid, you're right, and then he says, I'm sorry, and he fades away, and his remains are on Tony's hand, and Tony is just trying to like rub his hand so that it comes off, but it's not. It's the blood of this is on Tony's hands, and he can't, and he's just like, oh my God, what have I done? And
everything, the weight of all of these events go to Tony.
If we break this down, if you look at any instance, everything is Tony's fault. He started this by coming out as Iron Man. He started this by being in the Avengers and stopping the invasion by sending the nuke into space. He started this because he prematurely acted on fears and thoughts that he was dealing with since Iron Man 3 and beyond into Age of Ultron, creating Ultron, and it's like it's followed him. Civil War again. I mean, what an infinite shit list of mess ups here. Yeah. And you don't think that he would have realized by now that he's the reason. And it hurts me to say this because I love Robert Downey Jr. and I love Tony Stark, but he is the reason for all this.
Yeah.
And it's just an exclamation point on a just I can't even find words for this. Like, the ending was just so intense, and then we feel on the weight of all this stuff, and we have no time to recover. There's no air left in the theater at this point in time seeing this, and
we saw it twice, 2 different times.
Yeah.
Each time the theater had the same reaction for every part, especially the ending, and it felt so just everything was drained of life.
Yeah.
Like, every being was just they were done. They had nothing left to exert anymore. Everyone was just kind of sunken in their chair trying to figure out, like, is this really about to wrap up? Like, they're gonna fix it, right? Like, within the next 5 minutes they're gonna fix it, right?
And
nope.
The film ends with Thanos doing exactly what he said he was, which is resting while a sun rises on a thankful universe. I don't know about the thankful part of it, but he ended with a smirk and cut to black.
Yes, and then the way even the credits were classy in this movie. Nothing flashy, nothing fancy, just black screen, white credits, 9 minutes of credits, and then end credit scene.
Yeah, we did get a post credit scene, and this one actually ties into how drastic the ending was. We see Nick Fury and Agent Hill driving around, and this is literally seconds after the snap heard around the universe. I'm sure they're disappearing, and he reaches for this beeper looking thing. And he hits it.
Very old school 90s tech, but like futuristic old school, very weird.
Future retro, kind of like Blade Runner almost. Yeah. Like, if any of you have seen Blade Runner, how it's kind of working off of that concept of how 80s technology,
anything in the movie Alien,
exactly. And it fades. Well, it focuses on it, and there's the symbol for Captain Marvel for any of you guys who know. And so we're led to believe that he reached out to Captain Marvel, which
at least sent out a distress beacon or something
like that. So I think it's most likely going to happen that we're going to see Captain Marvel in the next film. Obviously, we're getting her own film, which is set in the 90s, so young, Nick Fury and everything is going to be in there. And yeah, I mean, I don't think that Captain Marvel is really that much of a match for Thanos, but I mean, who knows?
We'll see.
How will they set
Maybe
her
it's just
up?
the way she brings the team together, maybe. Who knows?
Possibly.
Now, did you notice the people who stayed alive were founding members of the Avengers?
I didn't. Black Widow, Hulk, Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man are alive, and Hawkeye, we think he's alive still. That remains to be seen whether he'll pop up in the next Avengers film. But those guys are alive, and I didn't realize that at first viewing, but now that you mention it, it's stripping it down and taking it back down to basics and stuff. So I think that that's very, very much harkening back to what it was, but also they're going to infuse the other characters, I'm sure, Captain Marvel and whoever else they might put in. But yeah, so that's Avengers Infinity War in a nutshell, guys. I mean, it was an intense ride. I mean,
ups, downs, laughs, cries.
Yeah, and the thing about this film is it had the humor, a touch of the humor from Thor Ragnarok, but it knew when to restrain it.
With Infinity War, they did a great job of balancing it where you could be funny, like the Drax scene where he's eating the chip is hysterical.
Yeah. While
still keeping the serious moments serious and intact. So overall, what was your opinion of the movie? Where would you rank it among other Marvel movies? Anything you had against it, or
I really didn't have anything against it except for the little moments where the CGI looked funky, like the floating heads. You know what? Honestly, what ran through my mind when I saw the floating heads of like Bruce in the Hulkbuster and War Machine was like that messed up silly trailer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo.
But oddly enough, there were a lot of things in that actually happened, but seriously in the film.
Yeah.
Weird enough. But I love this movie. I know the hype wants me to say it's the best Marvel movie ever, and I think it is at this given point in time. Regardless of what you say, this is it, man. This is the end game. We are in the end game.
As Doctor Strange says.
And this film brought it. It was 10 years in the making. It gave us everything we wanted. It balanced every single character. Every single actor brought their A game. None had more screen time allotted that was like overshadowing the others.
Overall, I'm with you. I think this movie it's a once in a lifetime movie for sure.
Yeah.
Like we're never really gonna have a movie as anticipated like this, except maybe I guess Force Awakens was, but
Yeah.
again, it's gonna be kind of tough to think about another one that's gonna be like this.
Yeah, well, I mean, you think about that. How many decades did it take for movies to kind of come to that level again?
It took
This
a while.
was, this is like
yeah.
40 years from Star Wars, which was like pretty much the last spectacle event that I can think of like this. And I'm sorry, James Cameron, I don't know what you're talking about.
Avatar's shit.
Avatar and in Titanic, which is basically Avatar without the special effects and the action.
I don't agree with him on Titanic. I think Titanic's beautiful.
Because Rose couldn't have saved Jack, right?
The buoyancy, man. If they're both on the thing, they both die.
God. The film, 5 out of 5 stars, amazing.
Absolutely.
And you said 10 out of 10 for you.
10 out of 10.
And I mean, no matter how you slice it, I mean, it's a great movie. It's a great movie, great performances, and so worth your time. As far as the future, theories about how they can come back. You know, I'm not really gonna touch on the movies that are coming out because I mean those movies really aren't gonna continue.
You're referring to Ant-Man and
the
Captain
Wasp
Marvel
and Captain Marvel, and I don't. You know what? I'm gonna enjoy those, and they're gonna be separate things that are gonna tie into it. I'm sure at some
most
point.
likely. Yeah.
But I'm wanting to get into the nitty gritty of what's gonna bring these guys back. If
All
they're
right.
gonna come back, I think that there are different things. First of all, we're seeing some set photos, and it's probably a bad idea because they got us so well with those missing scenes in those trailers, you know, ever since the past couple movies. But
I mean,
I think
those set photos are pretty indicative of what they're doing.
yeah, Tony's like older now, and then you see what looks like past Captain America from
Yes.
the attack on New York in the Avengers.
So, as you probably know about me, I'm a very big sci-fi fan.
Yeah,
Donnie Darko
Yeah.
is one of my favorites.
of course.
This whole thing, all this whole 10 years, is just a long con Donnie Darko. So in Donnie Darko, you have this main character who is supposed to be died, Jesus Christ, supposed to die at this exact moment.
Yep.
But he doesn't. And because he doesn't, he's displaced into this new universe where things aren't going correctly because it's not in the right realm.
Yep.
And until he can go back and fix his mistake, everything's going to be wrong. It's the same thing here.
So you have to kill Tony?
You have to. It all started with Tony.
No.
Yes, here. You said it before earlier in the video. Everything is because of Tony.
It was his fault, but I mean, you can't kill Iron Man.
His contract's up. The smart way to do it is you got to kill Tony in this way.
Listen,
He goes through the portal. He goes through the portal, and instead of coming back alive, he comes back. He doesn't come back at all. He dies. He has to die in order for this universe to right itself.
Yeah.
Because they're on a course that's bad right now. It was the one possibility that Strange saw. He knew Tony had to die, which is why he gave up the stone.
Yeah, I got other methods that I think they could do.
Lay 'em on me. That's what this is for.
Well, first and foremost, because Fox is coming to the Marvel Cinematic Universe at some point or another. Yeah. Woo woo. Basically, next film, power struggle. Different beings are wielding a new gauntlet or the same gauntlet. They're getting in a power struggle. They're wearing it. They're doing a whole bunch of different things. Or their struggle is actually causing the fabric of reality to get torn and rip and everything. And then after the struggle happens, blanks out, and then you wake up, and whether it's Iron Man, somebody, you have the eyes or their perspective, and everything looks fine in New York. They're in New York. They're waking up. In the distance, what's that? Avengers Tower is still around.
Okay.
But even further than that, it's a building with a giant 4 on it.
Oh, shut up.
Baxter Building, bro.
That's
And
a
you
good way
see
to bring him in.
web swinging and this guy who's on fire flying next to him, racing.
Oh, that'd be sick. That's...
Go outside. Go to the newsstand. Stanley's there, cameo style.
Of course.
And there's a newspaper that says Surge and Mutant Menace. Who are these freak shows? And you see silhouettes of the X-Men.
That would be it right there. That would be the best way to bring them all into the universe.
There's a million and one different things Marvel can do, but
Oh, yeah.
if this proves anything, they've thrown you a curveball. Ever since freaking Captain America 2, they've thrown you a curveball. They've made the
kept you-
films drama or genre-centric. And then they've thrown some of the comic books
They really
in there.
have. It's been less of a comic book movie, whereas you have Winter Soldier was basically an espionage movie. It was a spy movie.
Yes.
And then you had Ant-Man was a heist movie.
Yep.
Ragnarok was straight comedy. Like they've always thrown
Like a buddy cop.
like a buddy cop. They've thrown this genre out the window of being a comic book movie has to be
Yeah,
this, and
yeah.
they've made it something different.
Exactly.
And like you said earlier, they made this one. It's a better DC movie than DC could do. It's dark. It's
is.
gritty.
This
it has realism to it.
I'm
It's
sorry, this is
fantastic.
the movie that makes me not care about DC anymore. I'm sorry, Henry Cavill, you were my Superman. You're still my Superman. And Zakk, I'm sorry. I
What?
couldn't
For
do it.
what?
I couldn't help.
What did I do?
I meant Snyder.
But you're not apologizing to Ben Affleck yet.
Yeah.
Hey, Affleck is my Batman, all right?
Batfleck is the uber Batman.
Absolutely.
Unless you're talking about Justice League, which he's a pansy.
And he's the Michelin Man in that movie, too.
Yeah, it's terrible. But anyway, guys, that's all the time that we have for today. Thank you for joining us on this first big spoiler discussion video, a la Avengers Infinity War. It has brought this terrible twosome together here in the best way possible. I'm Jay,
I'm Zach.
and until next time, guys, we will catch you later. Like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget, leave all the feedback, even if it's negative feedback. And if you have any topics you want us to discuss, please let us know down below in the comments section.
Hey, tell your friends, too. Any publicity, we'll take it.
Absolutely, my good sir. Did you have anything else that you wanted to mention?
I just want to say thanks for having me, and I had a great time.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for coming on, and like I said, we'll be doing it again in the future. You want to close the shades on this one?
You got it, man.
He is who we thought. Cutting room floor.
Yes.
Take two. Like we said, this is Thanos' movie, and you definitely feel for him because we actually get his reasoning. We see his motivations, everything for him. Every single facet of his life is fleshed out, if I can speak right.
Be nice.
Every single facet. Every single facet of Thanos' life is
You got it.
flashbacks, fleshed out.
Flash up.
I was about to say fleshlight. Is that terrible? Damn you, Kevin Smith. I think Will Ferrell is going to have an appearance at some point, or at the very least do a voiceover as a cameo in something.
You know who he
probably.
could have been? He could have been the Collector.
Please,
That would have
God,
been a
no.
great casting.
Oh.
Oh, that would have been great.
Why? So he could do his Mugatu makeup? Like,
That'd be great. That'd be perfect. Just Will Ferrell.
oh my
All
god.
right, we've gone off the rails here.
Off the
All right.
rails!
All right.
Oh my
let's-
god.
What we got next?
But yeah, so we're cutting.
I think that because it has movement on the screen, that it wouldn't shut off. You know what I mean? Like like a sensor.
Stupid. Okay, and so like we were saying, shit.
God damn.
And that's gonna be on this too. All right. So okay, give it. No, you don't need it. You don't need to do it again. Yeah. Minus. All right. I'm Butch Rocks, but don't be threatened.
That's a terrible chord.
It is.
Actually, it's not that bad.
It's pretty bad though.
I don't know where to go from there.
No, we looked at it and we had that moment of silence, so it's like
It gave the audience the moment of
Exactly.
Hey, it's in the movie.
exactly. So if they've seen it, it's all good, man. I'm a master at cutting stuff as soon as we've gotten that stuff. So this is gonna be
Good,
great.
'cause
It's
I've
gonna
said
be
a
great.
bunch of stuff that I was like, he should cut that out.
No, some of it's pretty damn good. So this thing's probably gonna be at least 25 minutes. Though.
I would imagine
Absolutely.
so. There's so much in it, but
So, but yeah. So, can you hear it?
that movie with the universe, which
Mhm.
it was, but wasn't at the same time before.
Yeah.
And
Mostly
that-
because of Ed Norton.
Yeah, we don't. asshole. Yeah. I probably shouldn't say that on YouTube.
I probably shouldn't have said either, but I mean, here we are.
That's true.
Good thing I got beeps.
Right?
I love adding beeps in there. It's so funny. It makes the humor 10 times more. But anyway, Thor comes out of left field.
Yes.
He has summoned the Bifrost because that's how powerful Stormbreaker is. He doesn't need no Heimdall anymore.
No Heimdall.
Oh my god.
Oh,
no.
You can do that again because I hit the microphone.
Oh, that's good. That's all right. But of course, the take two. That's all right. That's all right. It's all.
Where we at?
We're at.
So in the events of Donnie Darko, something happens where the main character was supposed to die.
Yep.
But because he didn't die, he was displaced into this universe where all this bad stuff is. He was displaced into this universe where all this bad stuff was.
Start over from and give me lots of money and credit.
I get the co-creation
Credits.
title.
Jay and Zakk. My real name's Jordan, by the way. Okay, keep that in
Don't
mind.
tell him your secret identity. This is what got Tony in the trouble in the first place.
Dude, if this gets me money, I mean,
All right, yeah, money's good.
money's pretty good right now. Money, 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 money. Anyway, pocket dimension. Maybe they've got put into a pocket dimension, and there's a way out. There's like a little.
Like they're in a person's pocket.
There's like a little whispering eye somewhere.
A whispering eye. And they're in a person's pocket.
Maybe.
Sure.
New dimension. Maybe they're in Valhalla.
Who? Who's they?
People that have died, man.
But
Possibly.
possibly,
I mean,
yeah.
you know,
I could see that one. I could see that one.
Listen, it sounded right in my head, okay? But anyway, guys, that's all the time that we have for today. Thank you for joining us on this first discussion spoiler video. Hopefully we'll have many more to come in the future. Once again, I am Jay, and this is my friend.
Zakk.
And we will see you next time. Like, comment, subscribe, leave all the feedback down below, even if it's negative feedback. And until next time, true believers, we'll catch you later.
I don't know what that was.
That's okay. That's like the Jeremy Johns punch right there.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like,